Chapter 8 The Ghetto. Inte center of Long Island, tre large central farms made up 80% of the island. Following these farmlands was the ghetto. Captain Jatime's land was in the center. Major uns to the north and General Abo was to the south. The richest among the Anakatas in New York. They all had generation wealth that goes back hundreds of years. Captain Jatime's family wealth came from capturing and training slaves. Major Un's family wealth was created from the technology of the waste system, and General Abo's family wealth by financing both Captain Jatime's family and Major Un's family's projects. Thomas, whom Captain Jatime killed, was General Abo's nephew, but everyone thought he was his son. These three families owned the land that stretched from Sagticos Parkway to Lake Avenue, fertile land with a combined slave population of 4,000 slaves, and these slaves, depending on their duties, worked on the property. Only a few lived on the property, and the rest lived in the ghetto. Those that worked on the land were bused to their owner's land. Everything north of Lake Avenue to orient and Montauk to the south was called the ghetto, and to the far east was Gardiner's Island, which served as a prison or disciplinarian center. There was only one entrance to the west, and a 25-foot steel fence ran from Stony Brook to Islandia to the east, separating them from the ghetto. These three were the wealthiest men in New York, called the Terrible Three. And their land was known as Ondoa. The ghetto started as far south as Connecticut River State Park Preserve train station, just 3 miles northeast of General Abo's estate. Those who didn't work the land for Ondoa worked the waste stations. Wakatilian slaves worked 3 8-hour shift days. The morning shift was from 9 am to 9 pm, the mid shift from 9 pm to 12 am, and the night shift from 12 am to 9 am. The train ran only 3 trains per shift in 30-minute increments, starting at saa 6 na madakika 30, 7 o'clock, and saa 7 na madakika 30 am, and if one didn't catch their train or was late, Great Pine would befall them and their family. The train station was the only entrance and exit for the slaves taught Ondoa. These trains ran incredibly fast as they shipped the people to the different waste stations in Burlington, Vermont, Richmond, Virginia, Columbus, and Cleveland, Ohio. These locations would ship the waste underground to one central location, White Mountain National Forest, to process clean water, hydrogen fuel, brick-making, biogas, and other materials and functions. 2 months on Captain Jatime's land, on Abooksigun's ya 16 birthday, Abooksigun, Dung, Waitse, Rana, and the twins made their way down to the captain's wine cellar and decided to drink a bottle of wine. After a few hours of discussing their next moves, Abooksigun looked at the wall. I just want to say what I'm not supposed to say. Fuck Oldone, let's go to the ghetto and say our people. Feeling tipsy, Akutukananu side, let's go and say. Akunsimbel side, yeah, let's go. Dung and Abooksigun started joking, and Dung sighed, I wonder if he haven't got a ghetto. They began to sing Tupac's song entitled, I wonder if he haven't got a ghetto. Dung rapped, I was raised, the little nigga doing bad shit. Talk much shit, cause I never had shit. I could remember being whooped in class, and if I didn't pass, mama whooped me ass. As they slowly made their way to the edge of the land, they became quiet. Abooksigun sighed, Anu, break a hole small enough for us to crawl through it. Akutukananu side ok, and bleu a small hole 2 inches wide and akunsimbel side, girl please, only waite can fit in there. How are we supposed to crawl in that and Everyone started laughing. Akutukananu side, hold on. Weaving back and forth before Akutukananu blew again, half the wall fell. Abooksigun side, girl, ikno youre drunk no cause that's too big. They were stumbling and laughing as they walked to the other side. An elderly homeless man looked at them as they struggled through the wall. Oh, hell to the now, yell asses got to put that shit back up. These motherfuckers gonna know I did that shit, cause this hair is me side of the wall. I don't care how long it takes, but yell black asses gonna fix that shit no. Abooksigun looked at the man, oh, old man, well fix it before tonight is over with, today is me birthday. The man looked at Abooksigun and his wardrobe, bitch, fuck what you're saying and do what you said. If you don't, I'll be dead before tomorrow. Dung tamet rogue the wall. And the man looked twike, and Aldone kidnapped a little anakatas boy to, hell now, im uta here, yell on and if they ask, I going to tell. Dunks miled hello, but I'm not an anakatas, I'm a mestizo, and these are my brothers and sisters. Weaving back and forth, Akutukananu looked at the wall, hold on, I got this, and took the elements and repaired the fence leavinga makeshift door. She looked at the man and sighed, will that do until we get back? The man ran off screaming voodoo, black maggot, witches, and warlocks are in our midst, run. Abooksigun sighed. What's wrong with him? The night air was disturbing as they walked down the streets, the people stared at them. Akutukananu and Akunsimbel looked at the people and whispered, we got ourselves an audience. Rana looked at Abooksigun, Bok, do you smell what I smell, or is it too dark? Abooksigun sighed, what the darkness has to do with smell. It thought your stanky as farted. I was being knitted with your nasty ass. Holding his nose, that shit sank. They said nothing as they watched the women degrading themselves and the men taking advantage of the women for triptos. As the night went on, Abooksigun and the twins walked the streets until daybreak, and they became saddened. Akutukananu sang a song be here entitled Figting for You, and Abooksigun song background with Akunsimbel, and the people started gathering around them, all the smoke in the air, fell the hate uhente stare, all the pine that we bear. Oh, you better beware. Their guns don't play fire. All we got is a prayer. Abooksigun had never seen so much disrespect, low self-esteem, and degradation among his people that he created. A stranger asked, we are you crying? Abooksigun got mad, am I a robot to not show how I feel? Do you not say what I say? You foolish man. Who told you that a man is not supposed to cry? You fool, how can you even act like you're not a human living in inhumane conditions? Or has all this caused your hair to be callous? Abooksigun wiped the tears from his eyes and looked at the man in his eyes, I know you all don't know me. But my father once told me in the olden days, the South was the mega center of spirituality, and the farthest away from the South, voodoo and witchcraft dominated the states. It was debatable if the entity in the South, New Orleans, had more witchcraft than the rest of the United States. That was in the ancient day before the Abenians, but one thing is for sure, wek no certain planet to dominated this planet, and it is what it was, before they arrived, for they are his minions. But what is a hereditary me, but it looks as if we have gone back 2,000 years instead of going 2,000 years ahead in time. Abooksigun noted the people gathering around him as he continued to speak. Let me go back to the Nazi era when there were thousands of African Germans. They were banned from relationships with white people, excluded from education and employment, and some were sterilized, taking others to concentration camps. Once World War I broke out, some African soldiers who fought for Germany settled there. But there was a second group who se presently fed into the Nazis' fear of racial mixing. As part of the treaty signed after Germany's defeat, French troops occupied the Rhineland area of Western Germany. France used at least 20,000 soldiers from its African empire, mainly North and West Africa, to populate the area, some of whom had relationships with German women. The term Rhineland bastards was coined to refer to the 600 to 800 mixed race children resulting from those relationships. The period spoke to some people's imagined fears of an impure race, and they made up stories and racist caricatures of sexually predatory African soldiers. Once in power, the Nazis' obsession with Jews and racial purity gradually led to the Holocaust, the industrialized slaughter of 6 million Jewish people during World War II, and the mass murder of Roma, people with disabilities, and some Slavic people. Black Germans were targeted, too, although not in the same systematic way. The Nuremberg laws, which outlawed marriages between Jews and other Germans, were passed. They later amended it to include black people and Roma in the same category as Jews. But fear of racial mixing persisted, and the mixed race children from the Rhineland were targeted for forced sterilization. They forced men to have a vasectomy and were given a sterilization certificate, the only thing that allowed people to work. It also forced them to sign an agreement saying they would not marry or have sex with people with German blood. It subjected all black Germans to persecution under Nazi rule. The genocide of the Herero and Nama people in Namibia already led to a negative view of Africans. After Hitler came to power, they were harassed, humiliated in public, excluded from work and education, and rendered stateless. There was some resistance, but they kidnapped and murdered those. So, it's difficult to deny that black people also suffered at the hands of the Nazis. As time passed, many people would go into the hospital for a standard surgical procedure such as an appendectomy, only to find out afterward that they had been sterilized. America adopted this idea, and an untold number of women of color endured such life-altering experiences partly because of medical racism. Black, Native American, and Puerto Rican women reported being sterilized without consent after undergoing routine medical procedures or giving birth. Others said they unknowingly signed documentation allowing them to be sterilized or were coerced into doing so in North Carolina. Countless Americans who were poor, mentally ill, from minority backgrounds, or otherwise regarded as undesirable, were sterilized. What was known as the eugenics movement, this movement caused only welfare. Eugenicists believed they should take these measures to prevent undesirables from reproducing so that poverty and substance abuse would be eliminated in future generations. Developed mainly by Sir Francis Galton, his idea was to Abooksigun gestured with his fingers to improve humanity. Eugenics was interestingly distributed as unscientific and racially biased during the 20th century, especially after the adoption of its doctrines by the Nazis to justify their treatment of Jews, disabled people, and other minority groups. However, by the 1960s, tens of thousands of Americans were sterilized in state-run eugenics programs. It was not known until years later that they had been sterilized like North Carolina and 31 other states who adopted the same program. Between 1929 and 1974, in North Carolina alone, 7,600 people were sterilized, about 85% of black women and girls. They eliminated the eugenics program in 1977, but legislation permitting involuntary sterilization of residents remained until 2003. Many were described as promiscuous and feeble-minded. Puerto Rico sterilized more than a third of women from the 1900s na Thelathinis to the 1970s because of a partnership between the US government, Puerto Rican lawmakers, and medical officials. Doctors didn't think poor women could use contraception effectively. Many women received sterilizations for free or very little money as they entered the workforce. Before long, Puerto Rico had the world's highest sterilization rate. It became so common it was widely known as La Operación among the Islanders. Thousands of men in Puerto Rico underwent sterilizations as well. A third of Puerto Ricans did not even understand the nature of the procedure, including that it meant they could not bear children in the future. Sterilization was not the only way Puerto Rican women's reproductive rights were violated. US pharmaceutical researchers also experimented on Puerto Rican women for human birth control pill trials. Many women experienced severe side effects such as nausea and vomiting. Died. The participants had not been told that the birth control pill was experimental and that they were taking part in a clinical trial, only taking medication to prevent pregnancy. 25% of Native American women between the ages of 15 and 44 also reported that they endured government-ordered sterilizations. Girls had their tubes tied without their consent. These officials did not give them all the information about sterilization procedures, coerced them into signing paperwork consenting to such practices, and gave them improper consent forms. They targeted Native American women for sterilization because they had higher birth rates than white women. White male doctors used minority women to gain expertise in performing gynecological procedures. Native American women suffered because many marriages ended in divorce, and mental health problems ensued. They thought poor people had bad morals, were lazy, impulsive, irresponsible, lacked family values, and lacked the skills and smarts to fit in with the economy. Akutukananu sa people running off, we are they running off. A woman approached. It's almost saa sita na madakika 30. They are trying to catch the last train to work. As another man who is alt this that you speak about supposed to help us. Abooksigun saddened by the man's words. I don't know yet, but you will as soon as I find out. But only thing I know, then he said, well, make that too. And the man asks, what is that? Abooksigun said, one, we have animals who live better than this, where I'm from. And the man asks, and the second thing? Abooksiguns miled Sabaoth did not send Mehere without reason. The man looked at Abooksigun and sighed in anger, Sabaoth, you'll don't run shit but your mouth. This system, this government runs this shit, so learn the game, understand the game, say the game, then play the game. You didn't make the rules, you can't change the rules, period. Pointing at the bubbletiti, the man continued, on a person in that damdometere produces 50 liters of feces and 500 liters of urine, now multiply that by 200 million plus people. Our only job is to gather that shit and deliver it to its destination. Get the fuck outta here with that about shit. And the man walked away. Saddened by the disbelief, Abooksigun was about to walk away when some people walked up to him. "I don't believe in about here and have accepted the life is. However, we could as end of your conversation and would like talk no more." Abooksigun smiled, "There's no need to explain, for I truly understand. My father made us watch old series like Snowfall, showing how the key profited from drugs being shipped to black neighborhoods, and other shows and movies about our history during ancient times. Another show that stands out is Power, Rising Canaan. I never knew he made us look at those shows until now. They pitched mothers against fathers and the children against fathers, and the single mother became the thing, and the motto was, I don't need a man. Destroying the very fabric of what a community is, family. I say that clear as the day that we as a people continue to do that up to this day, not everywhere, but here it's obvious, that is what they wanted. They didn't want a family unit but a baby-making factory to produce slaves that could be productive. It took 400 years to get our genuine equal rights and freedom around 2024, but they needed our help because they had raped and pillaged this planet. They needed us more than ever, and all we got was, I'm sorry, doesn't put it but we hailed and betamea. Great nation, but this world was already beyond repair. Still, it lasted over 1,000 years before the world couldn't recover from the abuse of greedy men. It was also an opportunity for the Abenians to come and create their doctrine to be placed on humanity, like this 10 minus one, total nonsense. All kinds of beliefs, isms, and schisms had replaced God. Our people are suffering from pst and other mental disabilities, and women claimed their rule over men and started dictating to men what we need to do and how to do it until the manos parachute them down and straight men began to travel abroad, practice celibacy, or just deal with themselves. The women came back saying, I'm sorry. They tricked our women into thinking this way, but it was another mental game that the rulers over us planned and executed. Yes, some became gay, and some even committed suicide to escape what seems to be a losing battle. Our family unit finally fell back in place as it was from the beginning, but the Abenians are doing the same here, ulike uhere im from, ngere we live in peace and harmony with true nature. But here, the women are more masculine than I have ever seen. Being strong and masculine are two different things. My mother was a strong woman, but she learned to be submissive to my father, and we had a loving home. How long will it take before our people have the same ways of life again? I hope it was about, I don't have to wait here to find out. I will do his will and live here as soon as possible. Hafez suddenly appeared before them. Where in the hell did he come from? One of the women asked. Abooksigun said to the woman, he's a speedster. And the woman said, a spade who? Abooksigun smiled, I will explain later, for we have not demonstrated the power of Sabaoth as yet, and turned to Hafez. Yes. Hafez said, man, we been looking all over for you. Oldone said you need to return. The general wants to meet tomorrow, and the major wants a meeting within the hour with Captain Jataim about. Whispering, our little meeting. Abooksigun and the small group had been up all night, and it was saa 9 na madakika 30 and he quickly said to Hafez, I forgot. Take metere, and you guys be careful and walk back as soon as possible. Hafez held Abooksigun and took off to the captain's plate. Without changing clothes. Oldone insisted that Abooksigun change, but he didn't, just make up alie, and let's get rogue with this meeting. Abooksigun said after saying what his people were going rogue. Oldone agreed and continued on their way. As they made their way there, Abooksigun apologized for his behavior and Tone with Oldone and explained what happened at the ghetto. Oldone explained we didn't want him to go there until it was time, but Abooksigun looked at Oldone, there's no way any time can prepare a person for something like that, but things have to change, and now, they discussed matter as they headed north to Major Un's property. Arriving on the edge of the property, Rana and Hafez, the speedsters, were dropped off a mile away just in case they were needed as the Abre morphed into Captain Jataim. At the same time, Segomotso looked up ahead with his bright vision. Segomotso looked at Abooksigun, he is inside with 2 women bound hands and feet. One is bound to the ceiling and another to a bed. Abooksigun looked at Oldone, and you wonder we get mad. Oldone said, I understand, and I agree, but we have to apply this on a smart we need all this land along the Great Wall to control the land. These 3 men are the richest in the land of the Anakatas. Abooksigun beat down on his lower jaw hard, yes, I know. The Abrek knocked on the door as Captain Jataim, as Oldone fed the words to say, open this door, you old motherfucker, and pour me a drink. Major opened the door and said, bring your wrinkled ass in, and he got us a surprise in the other room. Just the way you like hair hanging from the ceiling, you little dick motherfucker. The Abre asked, where's the family? Major poured them a drink, you were gone so long they went with the Abenians of world. Lord knows how long they will be there. I hear tell it. The plate is a paradise. But me old as like it here, especially since they've been gone. All I got is peate and pussy. The Abre smiled as she took a sip of the liquor the Major handed her and started coughing. Major said, that's your favorite you man to tell me you can't hang no more. Logging as they walked toward the door, the Major said, I know you ain't bring the sekatis with you. The Abre said, old Oldone here is about to retire with his old ass, and he got me a replacement and showing him the ropes. Major looked at the Abre, well, Captain, you know God and damn. Well, I don't allow no katis in me home. Send them some bitches to the porch until you're ready to leave. Abooksigun and Oldone walked toward the door, unaware that the Abre had already opened the door to where the young ladies were. The Abre saw 2 teenage girls in pain. She was so enraged that she grabbed Oldones hugeknife that he kept on his side, and without hesitation, she thrust it through the Major's lower jaw until it came out the top of his head and morphed back into herself. She screamed. Abooksigun looked at the Abre, as the two speedsters rushed to their aid. Abooksigun scratched his head. Well, let's see what we can find while we are here. Rana and Hafez ransacked the plate within 5 minutes. Rana side, we discovered a room located downstairs in what appears to be a basement. They all headed downstairs and destroyed the door. The room was filled with servers and on a central computer, but no one could figure it out until Abooksigun sat down. My sister was rigged. I understand it all. It's computer language. He started reading the code and discovered the layout of the bubble city with blueprints and crypto transactions. Abooksigun created a crypto wallet for a man named Dungsra and transferred a large amount of crypto to his account, showing the purchase of the land and all of his slaves in Dung's name and making it seem that Major retired of world. Major had a tattoo and nano printer and some computer set up. Abooksigun unknowingly found out that he did indeed understand computer languages, and his sister's words came back to mind as he smiled. He took out his Torah and started making 30 for his crew. We don't have to share our Torah any longer, Dung, and im fina make everyone some weapons as well. We might be here for auhile, so you might as well make something to eat and call the rest to come and get rid of that body before daybreak. The journey will be soon, and enlightenment must begin ASAP. Abooksigun and Dung began making the weapons and Torahs, which took 3 days to complete. That night, Abooksigun said, let's go back to the ghetto and see what's happening. This time he took the dirty 30 with him. The man they had met before was there, and Dung asked politely, what is your name, old man? The man looked at Dung and became afraid, and Dung quickly said to the man, wait, I have something for you. Reaching into his coat, he grabbed his Torah. Do you know what this book is? And the man said, of course, the holy book, the Torah. Dung smiled, yes, the last time we were here, you ran off in fair streaming witchcraft and voodoo. Sabaoth created the evil one, and he is greater than him. How do you not know that Sabaoth gives his people powers greater than that of the evil one? But as soon as you say great works, the first thing people say is that it is evil. Even the Torah says to test the spirit and say if it's true. He didn't give you a book of witchcraft but a Torah. The man opened the book and started flipping through the pages, and Dung asked, can you read? The man smiled, many around can't, but yes, I can. Dung looked at Abooksigun, we need to make some more. Abooksigun smiled off. Course we do. Dung said, can we count on you to read to the people and help them learn to read for themselves? The man smiled, of course. They walked through the street, and the people gathered around asking questions, and they all talked the people. Before long, the people left to make it to the train station. Connecticut River State Park Preserve train station was an enormous 3-story building. Abooksigun and his crew jumped on the first train as the people started educating them about the different locations. A hover train stood there, a bell rang for 3 seconds, and the doors slowly closed. This train is faster than I thought, but it is smooth as hell. Oldone sighed in amazement, "This is the first time I have ever been on it because Captain Jatim snatched me off that boat faster than anything he saw. I was confused and heartbroken, and I didn't care what happened to me, so I bypassed the things most of my people were going through." Abooksigun was surprised to hear Oldone speak of this past. Dung and the rest enjoyed the scenery but didn't say a word as different people gave them a brief history of the city. Bypassing the bubble, they were in Richmond, Virginia. 7 minutes to get to Richmond Dam, shouted the Abre. Hafez sighed, "Yeah, I need to say how long it takes me." Rana smiled, "I'll rate you to say who's the fastest." Abooksigun smiled as he listened to the trio and the people. The train left Richmond to Columbus, Ohio, then to Burlington, Vermont, and took a turn to White Mountain National Forest. It stood there for nearly an hour before the doors closed, then headed south alongside the old Interstate 18, crossing the river alongside the Interstate 95, heading toward Long Island. As the sun shone, Abooksigun noted an island to the far east of them, that looks like some kind of prison or something, and people instructed him that the slaves who cannot be tamed or the rebellious are sent there to die. Abooksigun stood there thinking what Oldone said and said to himself, "Warriors," when Oldone called him, "Look, theirs is the intake for new slaves I heard so much about, as I told you earlier. But because of Captain Jatim, I have never been there. But these people are manipulating people to become slaves, especially people from Haiti, Madagascar, and, look, Ireland." Pointing outside the window at a ship. "Do you see those markings on that ship? That ship picks people up from Ireland and other small surrounding countries. People who are hungry and desperate, or ire. That's old Ireland." No one knew about Abooksigun's family except Dung. Abooksigun kept quiet for the rest of the trip. The train finally stopped, the doors opened, and many people stared as they exited the train. "Are you the man that came by the other night speaking to the people and singing songs?" a lady asked, and Abooksigun smiled. "How can you tell?" She looked at Abooksigun from head to toe. "Your clothing, everyone but you and these anakatas," pointing at Dung, "are wearing the same thing, and even these men with you wear burlap. Anakatas doesn't come to the ghetto as he does." Abooksigun looked at Oldone. "Well, I guess it's time to get with the program." Oldone sighed, "It's about time you put on what everyone else has on." Abooksigun smiled. "No why, y'all finna wear what I'm wearing. You act like a burlap is linen or silk. Y'all got to get with the program, plus, that's 2 flocks each. Do you think I'm going to walk around with that on? You're crazy. Besides, I need to check out something on that computer again." Abooksigun thought about the prison and asked the lady, "How do we get to the prison?" The lady sighed, "Gardiner's Island, it's impossible to but go to the nearest island and take a boat the rest of the way." Abooksigun looked at Gata, or a block of it, and the lady sighed, "Excuse me," and Abooksigun sighed. "Oh, never mind, I was thinking out loud." Abooksigun and the mental kid to the people, but Abooksigun became eager to return home. They finally returned home, ate, and discussed what they had learned, and Abooksigun fell asleep in Captain Jatim's rich clear sounds. Awakened Abooksigun in the middle of the night in the basement. It was Dung making to ras, rubbing his eye. Abooksigun saib to dung igwesi o coulent white. Dungs miled paid close attention to you te last time, and we all need to do our part this one will be mine. Abooksigun agreed, assembled another computer, and started looking for the information on the prison and its security system, and then turned to Dung, what's up with that other guy on the other side of Captain Time. Dung quickly sighed, well, his son was the guy that ole Captain Time shot and threw into ocean. Abooksigun thought, we need him out of the picture before he alerts the Abenians of our presence, and we will have it fixed, and these people haven't even been enlightened. Daybreak, we have to see him because I wonder what he has over there. There is nothing over here about what's over there. It is a completely separate system, or it's not networked to each other. He was supposed to get back in touch with us and hasn't. He might just have to knocked him off like ole major un. Dung agreed.